Hey guys, what's up? We are back here with another video today, and today we are doing my North Carolina preview and predictions. So as always, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Help me reach 600 subscribers before the end of the summer. Like this video if you enjoy it. Comment all your thoughts and opinions down below. Who do you want me to do next as a college football team? When you guys are watching this video, I will be in Tennessee on a farm, so I won't directly get back to your comments immediately, but when I get back in August, I will get back to them as soon as I can. So make sure you put your teams down below, and I will do a bunch of teams in August, so make sure that you are all ready for that. Okay, so let's see here. No other announcements. Let's get started with today's video. So North Carolina starts off with an interesting predicament, as the Sam Howell era kind of ended with a lot of disappointment, as you had them fail to beat South Carolina. But this is a new quarterback in a new era under either Drake May or Jacoby Criswell. And we will see what happens, as Drake May is the high-end recruit, and Jacoby Criswell is the upperclassman. So the classic quarterback battle there. You still have Josh Downs returning, so that should be interesting. And then you have two great secondary pieces in Storm Duck and Tony Grimes, the former five-star cornerback in that class. He is now a junior, so let's get into this schedule. So they start off the year against Florida A&M. That should not be any problem there. I have them winning this game. I think that this should be an easy win in a game in which it shouldn't be really hard. Then they head to Appalachian State in Boone, North Carolina to play the App State Mountaineers. And here's my issue with this game. This is a game in which you have a lot riding on it. It's a game in which you have a new quarterback, you have a whole new pool, and I think the biggest thing in this game is, are you able to get Josh Downs involved? Are you able to use him enough? And my answer to that is no, and even though I think a lot of North Carolina fans are going to be yelling at me right now, I think that this is a big game in which you kind of need to win, but I don't think that they're able to pull off the victory here, as I think it will be a loss for the Tar Heels. Then they head to Georgia State to play the Panthers. I have this as a win here. I don't think Georgia State is a great football team. Coming out of the Sun Belt, they're not a great team altogether. They'll probably be below average, not very good, but they do have a new head coach in Clay Helton. If I remember that correct. I may be mixing him up in Georgia Southern. Yeah, I think I am. I'm sorry. Still, I don't think they're a very good team. Then you have a bye week, and then you play Notre Dame in Chapel Hill. And this has been a really interesting matchup the past couple of years, as Notre Dame and North Carolina have gone back and forth. Notre Dame has won all of the games, but these have been pretty close games with Sam Howell. But with no Sam Howell, even though you're coming off a bye, I think Notre Dame should be able to win this game and not win it with too much difficulty, even though they are under a new coach in Marcus Freeman. Even though you have a new coach, I think that Notre Dame's talent level is a lot better than North Carolina's. But we'll have to see, as Notre Dame plays Ohio State week 1 of the season and then plays Marshall and Cal. So we'll see how those games go before we have the week 4 matchup against the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Then you have your first game in October against the Virginia Tech Hokies. And the big thing with this matchup is Virginia Tech has their new head coach in Brent Pry. I don't think it's a particularly great hire, and Virginia Tech under Justin Fuente has really lost a lot of talent that they had under Frank Beamer, and they have really lacked getting that talent back, and I'm going to have this as a win for the Tar Heels, as I think Mack Brown is a much better head coach. I think he's going to be able to use his experience, and then whatever quarterback they come out with to be able to win this game. Not only that, but you have an elite secondary most likely coming into this year, so I think you should be able to get the win. Then you head to Miami to play the Hurricanes. This is going to be a really tough matchup. But I think you're able to steal a game here. I think you're able to get the win. I think with the win here, it really boosts you into a new position. I think that this is a big win here and a big momentum step forward because I think a game on the road at Coral Gables and a momentum setter. I think that this can be a win here as you head back on the road again the following week to play Duke, a much easier opponent, a team in state, your rival-ish. They're your rival, but they suck at football and they've never been very good. But point being, I think that you get an easy win there as you head into your bye week and you head back home to play the Pitt Panthers. I think this game with Pitt is interesting for a couple of reasons. I think that Pat Narduzzi is severely overrated. But at the same time, I think Keaton Slovich is kind of in the same position that Kenny Pickett is in. I don't know whether he will actually have the same outcome as Kenny Pickett. I highly doubt that he will. But I think that this is a game where Pitt is able to steal. Even though this is a game at Chapel Hill, I think it is a game in which Pitt will be able to get a W and get the win there. Then I think you have another tough game in Charlottesville. This is a game against a new head coach again and Tony Elliott, but they have a returning starting quarterback, and that's Brennan Armstrong. And with Brennan Armstrong coming back, I think this really tilts this matchup a lot more in favor of Virginia rather than North Carolina. With this game being later on in the season, with it being a November matchup, that could make it interesting, and maybe Brennan Armstrong's factor of experience and stuff like that doesn't matter, whether that means Drake May is quarterback or Jacoby Criswell is quarterback. I don't think that should matter, but I think the big thing is here, I think with this game being at Virginia and with Brennan Armstrong being back, I think you're able to get a win. Or a loss, I'm sorry. North Carolina is now heading into the game with 4 losses against Wake Forest, and they're in a must-win scenario if they want any shot at the conference title. I think that is exactly what they do. I think they get a win here against the Demon Deacons, as I think the Demon Deacons will be at Truist Field. It's going to be a very interesting environment in Winston-Salem. You have the rivals there again, and I think that this is a big win here for the Tar Heels as they're able to get a win here at Winston-Salem in November, which is where the wins matter the most, not against schedule, but stuff like that. But as you're coming down to the end of the season, this is this time that matters. This is crunch time. As you head into the home game, your second to last home game of the season, second to last game of the season against the the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. I think that this is a win here. I think that Georgia Tech is not a very good opponent. I think that Jeff Collins is really struggling with his team, and I think that this is the year that he is probably let go from Georgia Tech, as they will probably need to bring in a new head coach with a little bit more of a recruiting prowess and being able to develop a more of an offensive identity, unlike he has done with Jeff Sims in that offense. With the loss of Jahmyr Gibbs, that is also another big loss. But I'm sure they'll be able to find some production that they can keep there. Then you have your probably biggest game of the season against your rival in NC State. I think that this is a win here for the North Carolina Tar Heels. Basically, it came down to who had the home field advantage. That was basically it. I think that is the biggest deal there. I think with this game being a home field advantage for the Tar Heels, I think they're able to get a win here. And I think that they're able to finish the year with an 8-4 record. I think that this team is being slept on a little bit. I think this team's being looked at. They're a 6-6 team, a 7-5 team. I think they're more towards the 8-4, 9-3 territory. I have them going 8-4, but I could very well see them being able to sneak out another win against a Pitt or a Virginia or an App State. But I could also see him losing to NC State and Wake Forest. So it's kind of a give or take here, seeing what happens there. So that pretty much wraps up today's video. Hit the playlist or video down below, whichever one you will choose, and hit the subscribe button up here. And as always, have a great day. Bye, guys.